Hey everybody, Steve here. This is my channel, Carter's Kids, my channel dedicated to my Gary Carter sports card and memorabilia collection. So I've been trying to find more information about the 1959 top set that I own, that Gary Carter owned, um, and I found some interesting stuff in researching it. May not be necessarily profound, but I thought it was really interesting, and it makes the set that I own a little bit more unique, in my opinion. But before I get to that, it's been a long time in the waiting, but wanted to thank Tom T for sending me out this card. It's a real nice one, 79 out of 99. It is a Panini, honored and privileged with a piece of bat right there. So that came in from Tom T a couple weeks ago, and I haven't really made a video since I've gotten this. So I just wanted to say thank you, Tom T, for sending me this beautiful card. How cool is that? He just sent it out of the blue. It was really nice of him. So thank you, Tom T. Obviously, if you guys aren't subscribed, give him a look. He's a real nice guy, and his collection is something to behold as well. He's just a good person. There's nothing else to say about that. He's just a good person. But thanks again, Tom T, for sending me one that I definitely didn't have. And even the fact that you just thought about me sending me a card means a lot to me. So thank you, my friend. It's a really cool one, too. Looks like the pose from the 1980 Sports Illustrated that they used here. All right. So in looking over my set, I got reinterested in looking at my 1959 set, and I realized that there are several more Garys. And what I mean by that is on the backs of cards, you'll see that he wrote his name on them. And I was really intrigued by all that. So I looked through again, and lo and behold, I missed about 8 or 9 of them. So all of these are ones with Garys on the back, and they're in various positions and size of inscription. And this one has 2 of them on it. How about that? Um, so these must have been put on by him as a kid. And if not him, maybe his brother, but I bet it's Gary because the way he writes his name looks very similar to the way he would later on write it. And you'll see even I took out like checklists that are checked off. So I thought that was cool. Anyway, amongst that horde of cards, Gary must have made his own Ted Williams card on a Boston Red Sox card. Um, so we have evidence of Gary writing on his cards to, I guess, show that they were his. But here's what I found, and forgive me for a second. I got to move the screen. So I found an article online, I guess, dating back to the early 80s, and where he was interviewed about his card collecting. And I'll just read 2 excerpts real fast. The article says Gary began collecting cards in 1959, and he said his current goal was to complete every set of the top series dating back to 1957. 1956 was the last year of the taller cards, he said. Topps came out with smaller versions of cards after that. So that's his quote. And then down here it says Carter confessed he did not have a favorite set of cards, although he admitted that his first completed set, 1959, was special to him. So to own the special set was humongous when I looked at that. And I've had a hunch that and I can't prove it, but my hunch was that in 1959, when he first started collecting, he put his names on the back, and you could see it's been JSA slabbed as being his signature on the backs of the cards. So that's the proof I have that these are Gary's signatures on the backs of the cards. JSA was willing to say, yeah, that's his. So I show you a sample of a Bart Starr and a Paul Horning. Now, this one is not JSA certified because SGC I guess no longer works with JSA certifying the signatures, but they were willing to say Gary Carter collection, but they came out of the same set and the same person, so it's a Gary Carter autograph. Now they weren't willing to go and put that on a slab as SGC alone without JSA, but JSA was willing to say, yep, that's Gary Carter's signature. So all of these are Gary Carter signatures on the backs. So that kind of debunks the idea that they were signed by somebody else other than him, which means that, you know, I looked at other ones and I said, are there other sets out there where his name would be on the backs, like 58s, 60s, 61s, stuff like that? And I can't find any evidence to corroborate that. So that means that 1959 might be the only set that he put his name on as a kid, on the backs of his cards, the first set that he owned. So Mickey Mantle being his favorite baseball player, this may well have been Gary's favorite card as a kid because it's Mickey Mantle and we've got a Gary on the back of it. Now, if you go over to the other Mickey Mantle, and there's 3 total in the set. There's one depicting Mickey Mantle hitting a home run in the World Series, or I'm sorry, no, hitting a home run to clinch the Triple Crown. This one does not have a Gary on the back of it, so my guess is either it was added by him later on to complete the set, etc. But it was part of his collection. As you can see, it says Gary Carter collection, but there's no signature on it. And this would have been at the same time JSA would have been certifying, so there's no name on the back. And going back to 1958, I have the 1958 Mickey Mantle here, and there's no Gary on the back of that one. So that leads me to believe it's not 100%. I can't say it's 100% true, but my belief is that the 1959 set is the only set, and also in football where he was putting his name on things. Now that would put him at approximately 5 years old to be collecting. So that's something like a 5-year-old would do. So I think that that's really cool. So here is the Mickey Mantle from 58. There's no Gary on the back of it. And 59 being his first set, I think we could safely say that might be the only set in which he put his name on the backs of cards. Now, I also did find in reviewing that set other evidence of writing on the cards that he did. So apparently other cards, I guess to signify that they were his, he filled in a little copyright mark. It's a good one to show. All right, so we could show the 1959. So right down here, you see USA copyright. On many of them, the little copyright C is checked off or encircled, like bubbled in with a pen, I guess signifying that they were his too, in case they were playing games or something like that, and they can, return them to the owner. But I was really blown away to see that set had more significance than even I thought going into owning it. When I first bought it, I just bought it because it was a Gary Carter collection item. And I thought it was really cool to have a full set. So in getting that, I was really blown away that this card was in there with a Gary on the back. Now, I had to send this card in. I actually sent this in with the Paul Hornung from before to get it certified that it's a Gary on the back. But they told me, hey, listen, we can't officially say that it's him, but it looks like the other ones. It certainly does. But SGC didn't want to take the risk of saying, yeah, that's Gary Carter's signature. But obviously JSA was willing to say that based on evidence that they have. So I guess if I really wanted to bring this to JSA, they would probably say, yeah, that's a signature based on other evidence. But knowing all the other evidence I have, that says it all for me. It's encapsulated. It's nice. So this is, one of my favorite cards in my collection, even though it's not a Gary Carter, because it was probably very special to him. And I can only speculate on that because, he says in multiple areas, even in his books, that Mickey Mantle was his favorite player, although the Dodgers were his team growing up. I've never had an experience collecting cards like finding this. When I was going through the pages, it was awe-inspiring to just flip the pages and see, and then I started noticing that there were Garys on the back, and I said, "No, what would be the likelihood of Mickey Mantle having that?" And my heart skipped a beat. I was in shock for a moment, and I couldn't believe it. This is probably the single greatest find I've ever had of a Gary Carter card um, in my whole time collecting, and that's saying a lot. There's been a lot of unique cards, a lot of rare stuff that I've been able to acquire over my 35 years or so of collecting. But this is a really uniquely special one. Um, to put a value on this, I couldn't even begin. To a Gary Carter collector, I suppose this is a grail amongst his cards, even though it's not him. But I don't know. Maybe I have a special here, like Thomas the Tank Engine would say. Um, it's hard to even put into words how cool I think this is. Uh, yeah, just looking at it, it's a very, I don't know, it's humbling. It's humbling to know that I own that. And yeah, so yeah, in looking through my research on this to find that article where he was interviewed talking about his baseball card collection, and for him to say 59 was his first set and it's very special to him, um, really puts another wrinkle into the I guess the history of this set for me. But anyway, that's really what I wanted to say, and I hope that this wasn't totally boring to see my mug up here the whole time and taking a look at these. But I guess I could show some of the cards again before getting out. And I'll just do a quick plug to Tom T once again before I leave. But here's the 58. Here's that 59 All-Star again. And you can see the Gary is right there. The 1958 Standard. There's no Gary on the back of that one. Here is a 1959 Topps Packers card, team card, with the Gary on the back. Here's the Paul Hornung with the Gary on the back right there. Here is the 59 Bart Starr. I decided once I got the Bart Starr that I'll get the Paul Hornung and the Green Bay Packers to kind of make like a little set out of the Packers main cards. And there were other cards for sale from that seller way back. It's got to be back in 2011 or 2010. I got those. And there were other ones. I remember specifically Giants cards. And I wanted to get the Frank Gifford and stuff like that, but they had already sold, and I didn't have the funds to get them at the time when I saw them. I can kick myself, but if you don't have the money, you can't do it. And then these are just some of the other. Again, this is the Ted Williams card. He is a child made, and I have corroborating proof to say that those are his signatures based on JSA. These are all have Gary on the back. And then I have 85 others where the C, the copyright, is checked on the back by a young Gary. Again, they're all signed in different spots, generally up in the comic corner. They're signed. And this one is just checked off. This one's just checked off. Checked off and checked off. It's the Dodgers card. I can kind of see now if I was really going to go in depth, I guess I can go back and say these are the cards that he definitively had in his collection as a kid, and the ones that aren't, I guess we could say he didn't check off, so he didn't necessarily have them. right? And then and obviously there are other big cards in there too, like the Bob Gibson rookie. Let's see really fast. Yeah, I don't think I have the checklist where that's on it. Yeah, I don't have that. Yep. So with that said, right? Yeah, I'd have to look at my cards again to see with other ones that are checked off. But Tom T, thank you again for sending me a beautiful card. There it is. It looks like it's a Pantheon. And yeah, it's just really cool. From 2016, Pantheon Baseball, 77 of 99. There's the serial right there on the back. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's having a safe and happy year. And as the year comes to a close, maybe I can do a collection update at the beginning of the following year. I don't think I did one this year. I did one last year, and I only did it part way. Um, I got to figure out how to make it in a more timely manner than just, putting everything out into one really long video, because there'd be a lot of silence. And I know some people like to listen to videos sometimes, in the background, and there really wouldn't be a lot of stuff. So if I stop to discuss each binder, that might drag out for a really long time. But anyway, you could put your comments in, and I guess I can look at them to see what you guys would like to see with something like an update. Do you want talking? Do you not want talking? Do you want it to be fast? Would you rather it be a slow burn and with discussion on it to listen to in the background? I don't know. Your thoughts are kindly appreciated. But I guess that's it. So have a great Sunday. It's rainy out here in the Northeast. And I guess I'll catch you guys all next time. Take care.